Mr. Jain, I would say the media must also understand there is a new narrative. The new narrative is politics of delivery, performance and hope.
Okay.
You know, looking at electioneering from the point of view or the prism of caste, religion is passé. That's not how people are looking at politics anymore. You know, continuously they are voting for people in whom they see a hope.
Okay, Sudhanshu, tell me a few things.
We have talked about polarization and we've talked about,
yeah, when you say that elections are not about caste, the fact is that the BJP actually was very happy to share with us the details of the micro caste management they did in the allocation of seats, right down to not just telling us about the number of OBC groups, not Yadav, but other non-Yadav OBC groups that they gave seats to, but how many they gave each one, how many Lodhs, how many Kurmis, how many Koris, how many Rajbhars, how many Kushwahas, how many Nishads. So this was part of your political strategy. You may have also campaigned for change, for social change, for Vikas, but the bedrock of it was caste management. So let's not completely, I mean, let's be realistic here. It's both, isn't it? It's not one or the other. It's it's how well you manage to balance both these compulsions of electoral politics.
No. Mr. Jain, look at 2007. What caste combination could usher BSP into victory with 207 seats? In 2012, you have Akhilesh winning with 224 seats. What caste combinations? You see, now it is a non-engaged, non-aligned castes which basically decide the outcome of the poll results. You know, there's a macro convergence of these castes which are not aligned politically or engaged politically, and they decide for whom they are to vote because of keeping in view the future. Okay, the politics of hope comes there.
Of
or
course,
they
but
decide whom to reject because of what kind of governance they have delivered.
Okay, but tell me, when you talk about people voting for promise and people expecting governance and expecting delivery, now one of the things that Akhilesh Yadav kept saying during the campaign is that he said कि प्रधानमंत्री मन की बात ना बताएं, काम की बात बताएं कि उन्होंने काम क्या किया है. 2014 Narendra Modi came in with the promise of bringing in change. A lot of people I met in Uttar Pradesh believed that he would transform Uttar Pradesh into Gujarat. They actually felt that. They had seen what they believed was the Gujarat model. They wanted that. What Akhilesh is asking is a legitimate question which still remains in the air even after this verdict. On what basis do you think the people have opted for the BJP? What is the change that the BJP has brought to Uttar Pradesh in the past 2.5 to 3 years on which you can say that you won this election?
See, it was a combination of what kind of governance. It was a combination of what kind of governance did Akhilesh Yadav give and what is the kind of change they expect from Modi ji. So these are two comparatives. In terms of governance by Akhilesh Yadav, 5 years of Gunda Raj was to be seen to be believed. Women were not safe. You know, you had land grabbers in the guise of political activists of SP, and worst, you had a government which only discriminated on the grounds of caste and religion.
Okay, well,
a Thana posting will be dependent on what caste you belong to,
what
religion did you belong to.
No, the only way.
This is what the people of UP witnessed for 5 years.
No, but Sudhanshu, I want to ask you about when you say that the promise they expect from Mr. Modi. Now, in 2017, you've been in power for 3 years, so it's no longer about expectation.
Yeah, I'm coming down to that.
In concrete terms, what is it that you think that the BJP has done in Uttar Pradesh concretely for that state, for that population, which they can turn around and say, okay, this is, the reason why we voted you in?
2-3 things. 2-3 things have really gone down well with people all across the country. The first would be surgical strike, which was condemned by people and thereby raising question mark on the very concept of nationalism in their commitments. B, the demonetization. C, all the economic schemes for the benefit of poor. Now in Narendra Modi, they saw a man who had a dream in his eye and fire in his belly. They saw somebody whom they thought was committed to the welfare of this country.
Get Pawan.
They thought, here's a man who wants to work for the poor.
Right.
You know, and here is a man who believes that people who abide by the law are the ones who have to be valued. People
do you think Pawan Kheda? Okay, Sudhanshu,
so this comparison is what made the difference.
Okay. Are those you think?
Srinivasan, can I say, you know, this old narrative, I thought after this defeat would get changed. Congress would now understand that the aspirational politics is more important than the rank communal politics they have been practicing in the name of secularism. If the state itself discriminates between people on the basis of religion, do you think this revulsion to appeasement is not going to affect others? That's what you practice.
No, there was no such bias in Akhilesh's government. But the kind of fear you tried to generate, it worked. No doubt about that. It's a fear on which you base this campaign.
Sudhanshu,
I succeeded. I compliment you on that.
Where is the fear?
Why didn't demonetization work in Punjab? Why didn't it work in Goa? Where was good governance in Goa? You think the Goa government was not good? Say that. You want to say Akali Dal was bad? Please say that.
Can we have a decent debate?
Yes, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead, Sudhanshu. Go ahead.
Okay, now let's have a decent debate. So when it comes to communal politics, in the garb of secularism, if you are going to practice pseudo-secularism, if you're going to practice rank communalism, then it affects people, and this revulsion to appeasement gets manifested in an election.
No, but
there's the point about how demonetization has not manifested itself across the board. Now let me answer that also.
Yeah.
Punjab, there is a clear-cut manifestation of the rejection of an incumbent government. A government in the last 5 years which people perceived they were not delivering. They had reservations about the government and they have rejected the government. That's a reality. We were a part of the government, but we were a very junior partner of the government. The senior partner, the government,
but Sudhanshu, it doesn't
rejected.
But it doesn't work both ways.
Was the governance of that state.
No, but just hold on. That argument would be valid if you were to not attribute the victory in Uttar Pradesh to national level decisions by Mr. Modi, because if those national level decisions by Mr. Modi, the BJP and his own personal charisma was the factor, then it shouldn't matter if you had an incumbent government or not. If people across the board are so enamored of surgical strikes, of Notbandi and of LPG scheme, those apply across the board. It's not specific to UP. Then it also should have worked in Punjab. It should have also worked in Goa.
I have just told you that
it should have also worked in Manipur.
I have just explained that there are comparatives. On one end, you look at what is the present form of government.
Right.
So they evaluated the performance of SP, which was symbolized by Gundai government, as well as a government which only excelled in appeasement politics.
Okay, well,
and in comparison to that, you had Mr. Narendra Modi and his policies. So a comparative decides what's your choice, where do you place your hope.
Okay, Pawan, would you at least
So it's that comparative.
Okay, would you at least...
In Punjab, the comparative was...
let me get Pawan and also Debashish. Let me get Pawan.
As I said, in Punjab, we were a junior partner. In Goa, we had a divided house. No people who vote for a particular government like to see a government having internal bickerings, and we paid the price for that. How about Uttarakhand? I am surprised that Mr. Kheda has conveniently chosen not to talk about Uttarakhand, where they have just been completely wiped out. And as far as Manipur is concerned, with a 2/3 majority, you have been reduced to a minor player there. You're not even
what about his point? What about Pawan's point about packaging?
Our associates and us are still going to form the government.
Okay, before I take a break, about the fact that this is all packaging?
You always say, in advertising they say you cannot market a bad product. A product which is unexposed may be marketed once.
I want to interject here. Who is the bad product in Goa? Mr. Parsekar, Mr. Parikar or Mr. Modi? Who is the bad product in Goa, Sudhanshu? Mr. Parsekar, Mr. Parikar or Mr. Modi? No, I'm being very decent. I'm asking you. There's nothing indecent in what I've said.
I think we can have a
It's an absolutely decent debate. I want an answer. Who is the bad product in Goa?
How frustrated you are with this?
Okay.
Allow me to finish and then speak whatever you want to.
Okay.
You can speak. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a bad product. You have relaunched him 10 times.
How is he good in Punjab, Manipur and Goa? How is Rahul Gandhi?
You will still succeed.
Why don't you then give... Are you blaming Mr. Modi for the Goa defeat and the Manipur defeat and the Punjab defeat? Who are you blaming?
Okay. Let's take a... Gentlemen.
You're gracious in defeat.
Okay, gentlemen.
No, I expect you to be gracious in your defeat in Goa and Punjab and Manipur.
Okay, gracious in victory, gracious in defeat. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in a second.
Finish. I am explaining. You are not even allowing me to
Okay, take a break and come back in a second.
Srinivasan, before I answer that, just one fact I want to bring to the notice of all the viewers.
Yes.
Rahul Gandhi's Amethi constituency has seen Congress getting defeated by around 1 lakh votes.
Yes.
Out of 5 Vidhan Sabhas, they have lost 4.
Yes.
So much for the leadership of Mr. Rahul Gandhi as was being propagated by Mr. Pawan Kheda. Now, as to the issue of forming a government in Goa, there is a fractured mandate. I wish the people had given a very decisive mandate. Whoever they would have chosen, I mean, people, Janta Janardhan hai. In a fractured mandate, the problem arises, either you go back to the elections all over again, or you explore a possibility.
Well, at the
I
moment,
think it is exploration of a possibility for which you can't blame the political parties.
Okay, at the moment though, the leads I have is Congress is 17, BJP is 14. So the Congress is just 3 away from getting a majority, which, I mean, there are 8 others. So if they just get 3-4 of them, they can get that. So are you going to stand down in Goa and say, look, they have, they're the single largest, they're much closer to it. And we will not do any, we will not do politicking, we will not try to do jor-tor, any of that.
You have to understand that the others are former allies. MGP has been a former ally. We have 3 rebels there, 2 ex-associates. So it's people who have won. They have been allies of the BJP.
But they're former allies, Sudhanshu. They're not current allies. They're former allies. MGP parted ways with you.
Yeah, fine.
MGP tied up with the RSS splinter party.
No, I agree with you.
So then, I mean, isn't this then back to the politics of jor-tor, of horse trading, of suitcases, and what happens then to principles?
Where is the jor-tor in this?
Srinivasan, may I come in?
Where is the Srinivasan? This is a very perverse argument. Where is the jor-tor? No, in a fractured mandate, what is expected? That a government should be formed or it should not be formed? I think let everybody say that in case of a fractured mandate, we should always go back to the elections.
Sudhanshu ji, the rule of the game is very simple.
But you can't, on one hand, everybody will say, no, we must...
Sudhanshu, it's only 3 away from the halfway mark.
Srinivasan, the rule of the game is very simple. The governor has to call the party with the single largest votes.
But the people who have got elected are former allies of us.
The jor-tor began 2 years ago. You saw what happened in Arunachal Pradesh. You saw what happened in Uttarakhand. Of course, because of the High Court, we survived. And you see what's happening in Manipur. Not today, not from today. For several months, they've been trying to break away our MLAs. So this jor-tor, they're very good at. Demonetization is not what the issue. The issue is monetization. They've monetized their politics so well, especially in Northeast. And now Goa also. Let the governor invite us. We are the single largest. We'll see what happens then.
In Manipur, the fact that they're at 23 from 0 is not just because of jor-tor. It's also because they have... Yes, but it's also because
even before that, you know what they did in Manipur. So I'm sorry, I stand by what I say. And 27 is not... we are still the single largest. Let the governor call us.
Let me educate him on Manipur.
No, but...
Let me educate him on Manipur.
Srinivasan, I'll have to go now.
We have Mr. Sangma's party who has 4 MLAs there.
Yeah.
A party which is an ally of NDA in Delhi. Kodak Sangma, who's won from Paro, he's a member of the NDA. His party has got 4 MLAs there.
I don't want to name the senior leader who's been sitting there with corporates. This election is a corporate-driven election.
I'm not interested in what...
I'm not interested in all your acquisitions. But let's not start talking like this. We all know what's been happening in Manipur, not from today, for the last 3 months. We know what happened in Arunachal. We know what you try and do in Goa. We are the single largest in Goa and Manipur.
Okay, but hold on. Your own people deserted you and we have a government of BJP there.
Okay. Pawan, at the same time, even
what
in Goa...
What happened to Uttarakhand? Let us understand what has happened in Uttarakhand.
Had it not been for the court, even today you have 14 of our people who won from your ticket.
Harish Rawat was a shining star.
Done there.
Okay, no, just a second. Sudhanshu, just a second.
Pawan. Your BJP cannot be Congress Mukt anymore. Your BJP is Congress Yukt.
Okay, just a second. Pawan, at the same time, in Goa, we have a senior Congress leader there, Mr. Digvijay Singh. We were trying to get him live. He's not able to join us. There's, hectic negotiations going on. So I'm sure, Congress is also probably talking to these independents, talking to these smaller parties. Again, like I said, those negotiations are not simply about, ideological and philosophical principles. There must be some very different kind of negotiations that we all know how they go on.
I would like you to compare between what we are negotiating and what they did in Kashmir. After election, they join hands with a rival. So, come on, we are definitely negotiating. We are proud to do that. For a stable government in Goa, we'll definitely approach like-minded people. And we are not doing it surreptitiously. But we won't do it.
No, but are commercial considerations involved?
Come on. Congress and other parties, commercial considerations can only come in where BJP is there, because BJP is a very rich party. We saw the kind of money they spent in Uttar Pradesh. We saw the kind of money they spent in Uttarakhand. So don't even talk about commercial
when you were in power, you were also spending huge amounts of money.
Nothing and no one is a saint to here. What Mr. Mittal's party does these days. These days, corporates go and sit in Lucknow, fighting elections for them. That was a shocking sight.
It's the changing tide of it's a changing political wind. Pawan, I know you're trying to leave, but just give me a second. We're almost heading into a break. Yes, Sudhanshu, come in.
I have to go to Barakhamba.
Sudhanshu, go ahead.
Srinivasan, a party whose chief minister is caught on camera offering bribe is taking high moral ground. I'm amazed. 2G, 3G, coal scam. A party which has been rejected by people only for corruption is now talking about taking high moral ground. I think it's the most bizarre of all endeavors to show them as holy.
As far as getting caught red-handed is concerned, we all remember whose party president got caught red-handed. Let's not go down that road, Sudhanshu.
Can we be decent?
Come on.
Okay, can I just end this because we are completely out of time.
As far as 2G is concerned, the only 2G people are talking about these days is the two Gujarati leaders of yours.
No. 1 second. Can I just say in conclusion?
Your frustration has made you lose your manners also.
Can I just say in conclusion that there is one thing.
Have decency.
Sudhanshu, please compliment us for 3 victories. At least do that. Be gracious in your victory in 1 state, 2 states. Compliment us for 3 victories.
I'm sure he will.
We won 3 out of 5. Have the grace to congratulate me here. You're a friend.
Okay. We are all friends. I want to say in conclusion...
You must have the grace to let somebody else talk also.
You've been talking all through.
Okay, all right. I just want to say in conclusion... that
your frustration is understandable.
Okay, I want to say in conclusion...
I can understand your frustration.
I want to say...
You should lose your balance also.
Okay, all right. I want to say in conclusion...
You haven't congratulated me.
Sudhanshu, I just want to say... Pawan. I want to say in conclusion that while... Mr. Amit Shah, they said that the politics of the law and, the Gundagardi law and order is going to come in Uttar Pradesh. Everyone made that an issue. BSP made it a big issue. If you see the data on candidates with serious criminal records in this Uttar Pradesh election, there has been an increase in the percentage of candidates with serious criminal record fielded in this election. The BSP has witnessed a 16.9% jump of candidates with serious criminal records, and they kept talking of Gundagardi. BJP has witnessed a jump of 11% of candidates with serious criminal records. Congress, 7%. So everyone pays lip service to clean politics, but in practice, the reality is very, very different, and that, unfortunately, doesn't seem to have changed as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. I'm told we're completely out of time. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. We will continue with our live special focus on Uttar Pradesh and on these elections just after the break. Nidhi Razdan is going to be joining us. Stay with us.